Hello, my name is Landon Bost, and this is a video portfolio about my podcast that I co-founded and co-create with my mentor, Maurice Greer. And the purpose of the podcast is to have discussions about some uncomfortable topics through authentic stories in the UNC Black community. And the title of the podcast is New Depth. So on the left is kind of a picture. The far left is a picture that we kind of base the show off of the idea of being uncomfortable. The next one was actually our first logo that we created in the middle, and we just add the new depth to it, or a new depth. And then later on, we created the logo on the far right, which is new depth, and we changed the name from a new depth to just new depth, so for it to be cleaner. And right here, this is Libsyn, and Libsyn is the place that we put the podcast on. Libsyn is a hosting server, and it puts it out to different destinations like Apple Podcast Connect, and that's a mirror URL, and SoundCloud, and other destinations. But right now, we just thought it would be good just to have two destinations to keep it simple. One for people with Apple products for the Apple Podcast Connect, and others without for the SoundCloud. And a cool feature about the hosting server is it shows us statistics. And here are the stats. So far we've had 633 views on our 8 episodes. And conversation 1 was about mental health. Conversation 2 was about being black at UNC versus being black in UNC, or being in black UNC versus being black at UNC, which is kind of a social dynamic. And then conversation 3 was about hypermasculinity. And the cool thing about the stats is it shows you views per day, and then even when you click on the views per day, you can see like which episodes are getting views. So on April 26th, we had views on all of our shows, which was all of our episodes, which is pretty interesting to me. And then another cool feature is it shows you like where your listeners are. So we do have an international market in the United Kingdom, and we have United States, which creates the bulk of our listenership, and obviously the most is in North Carolina since this is a location we're situated in, but we still have some views in like New York, DC, California, Florida, and it shows you how many views you're getting in these locations. So the Raleigh-Durham area, we've had 449, then it goes down by Charlotte, Atlanta, Baltimore, Gainesville, Los Angeles, and Bay Area. So that's Libsyn. And the 3 different, and before I talk about the 3 different Adobe products that we use the most, we have an Instagram page, New Depth UNC, and we have a Facebook page at New Depth UNC as well. But with the Instagram, which is the main tool we use to market the podcast, it's kind of hard since we only have 63 followers so far. So we do use our personal Instagram accounts to market the podcast. So here are the pubs. We like to do things in 3 so it's cleaner. And then we also create these graphics using Illustrator, kind of like being black at UNC, being in black UNC. And then how we do it is we have a pre-pub, which is kind of like a teaser to kind of generate some conversation about it. So I'll just show you the teaser that we have for conversation 3.
To the boy who knew what he was doing and did it anyways. I get it. You had to do what a man has to do.
And then we do the conversation 3, you ready? And then we have the final pub, which is kind of letting everyone know, hey, we released this episode. Now I'll show you a little bit of that.
But it's really about the folks coming behind us willing to take up that conversation and reimagine the world in which men and women exist.
Turn it up. So that's that. And the 3 products that we use the most to create this, like just different products, are Audition, which is the main one, Premiere, which is used to split some of the music from videos that we download from YouTube because we have music in our shows, and Illustrator, like I said, they create these pubs. So let me see. I'll show you Audition first because that's what we use the most. So what we do is that we have OG, which is the original interview, and then we have a edit, which we use for to record the original track. So this is one from Mark Anthony Neal, which was a panelist that came on the show and talked. So this is the edit right now, as you can see, with many markers and many times that we kind of tweak the audio around and make it shorter and more concise. And then we have the original, which is actually 28 minutes long. So basically, we get all these different audio parts, the music, the interviews, from the edited interviews from the panelists, and we put it onto a multi-track. And we layer the audio. We put on each one on different tracks. I zoom in a little bit so you can see. We do different like volume levels and lower it with like keyframes. Those are what we use a lot to make sure the audio is level. Have like different intros. Have like music under dialogue. Add like different type of effects to it. Like I said, and the tracks they get pretty long. Like for this one, we had multiple tracks, just because it was a long show. Like when you add all the parts together. So that's the base of Audition, and then we have, let me see, Premiere. So Premiere, this is again where we create all the marketing and publications, and I'll show you one. This is one for being black at UNC versus being black in UNC, being in black UNC. So what we do, we get a kind of a teaser clip from one of the audio files from Audition, and then we put a picture on it, usually a black and white picture for the final pubs, and then we layer audio, and we layer some graphics on the audio, do some transitions, some editing effects, and that's what we get.
You got to be willing to have that conversation. Whereas I feel like a lot of people in y'all's generation, y'all not really trying to have that conversation. Like you're not really about that life. Like,
and then last but not least, we use Illustrator. So right now, we're in a rebranding phase of our podcast. So we're trying to change up the logo. So this is just like a basic Illustrator sketch I did, kind of like with the magnifying glass, kind of a little distortion. We're going through a rebranding phase for our next season, season 2, which will premiere in the fall of 2018. But I want to say thank you for viewing my video portfolio, and I hope you enjoyed it.